Ondo and Chainlink partnering together. That's right, we are going to look at a partnership between Chainlink and its Oracle platform and Ondo Finance, which is bringing real world assets on chain and is one of the biggest players in that space, just kicking butt. So we're going to look at this partnership today on Frugal BC. By the way, guys, if you like this stuff, please hit that like and subscribe button. Now remember, you don't have to smash it. You can actually just press it gently and it works out just fine that way too. If you want to see all our utility coin news and our experiments, please subscribe to the channel today. And we are brought to you by Haystack, the Algorand app that makes trading so much easier. Check that out in the description below. And we're brought to you by Marcus Aurelius, a meme coin and NFT project on Algorand, spreading the word about stoicism. And also, we do have channel memberships. We shared a list of our experiments on Algorand and other chains in that, and also our portfolio update. You get that channel member exclusive, so check that out. But let's get to today's news. I think we got some really cool stuff coming up, and Ondo Finance selected Chainlink as its official oracle. So let's take a look at this. All right, Chainlink shared this today. Ondo Finance has selected Chainlink as the official oracle infrastructure powering its regulated tokenized stock platform, establishing CCIP as the preferred interoperability solution for financial institutions collaborating with Ondo. That's right. Chainlink is going to be the underlying Oracle network helping out, or underlying platform helping Ondo achieve this. In addition, Ondo has adopted the Chainlink data standard to ensure its tokenized stocks are priced with accurate, reliable market data, and Chainlink has joined the Ondo Global Market Alliance, supporting the launch of regulated tokenized stocks on chain. Powered by Chainlink's institutional-grade Oracle infrastructure, each Ondo Global Markets asset is priced with secure, real-time, and reliable data input, enabling composability across lending protocols, structured products, and collateralized DeFi vaults. Chainlink feeds capture all economic and corporate action events, enabling real-time, secure equity pricing on-chain. This is how we build the next generation of on-chain capital markets, with real-time on-chain equity access, trusted data, and interoperability for institutional DeFi and TradFi liquidity and DeFi programmability. Now, you know that I have been a huge fan of both of these projects. Chainlink seems to have a real business use case, and that is allowing it to do amazing work. It's bringing in revenue, which I can't say for all the chains out there. You know, some of them are still bleeding money. You got, all my Algorand fans, you know how that goes. You know how that's been going. I mean, I still like the chain, but it's bleeding money. It hasn't found a revenue use case yet, which is unfortunate. Ondo, I like that. So before I get to that, actually, Chainlink is not only bringing in this revenue, but it's actually putting even the off-chain revenue on-chain through its Chainlink reserves. In fact, do we have an update? Yes, we do. Today, the Chainlink reserve has accumulated 64,000 link, now up to 651,000 link. That's a lot of money, because we're like, what, $16-17 a link coin right now? So that's a lot. It just keeps putting more and more money on chain, and this is what you want. You're taking off-chain revenue and putting it onto the blockchain, bringing in liquidity, and that's what you want to see. So that's what I like about Chainlink. Now, Ondo I'm a big fan of, because I think it is doing the most in the space of bringing real-world assets on chain in the terms of traditional finance. So it's really focused on that TradFi. You know, it had treasuries, it has like a yield coin, and now it's going to be partnering up with Chainlink and its global capital markets, which, you know, it just announced. I think they put like 100 some assets on chain, maybe more than that, and it's really cool. So I'm pretty happy about all of this. This is a great partnership. These are two really awesome companies. And what's up with Ondo lately? Well, they also expanded on the 29th. They expanded to BNB chain, bridging US markets to millions worldwide. So this is all integrated with PancakeSwap. 100 plus tokenized stocks and ETFs are now live on one of the world's most active blockchain ecosystems, supported by PancakeSwap. Wall Street now on BNB chain, powered by Ondo. So it's pretty funny to, I don't know, it strikes me as amusing to have like these really serious big market cap companies, and their stock is trading on something called PancakeSwap. I mean, welcome to crypto, right? It's pretty awesome. We got a little clip from Sergey from Chainlink talking about Ondo, so I thought this might be good to listen to.
In my view, Ondo and teams like Ondo are really the future of our industry. where all the work that everyone has done on building blockchains, all the work that we've done on the CRE and Chainlink and oracles can be taken by them and composed into these high quality financial products. And then what is one of the main advantages of Ondo, and there's all these other groups, trying to do something similar, or more of them will be. I think it'll come down to the same thing that made financial institutions very successful. It'll be the standards that they set, right? And so when you look at anything that Ondo does, they do it at an extremely high standard, like at the Goldman Sachs or McKinsey or higher standard.
Yeah, I think that's well said, and absolutely, I think that's 100% true. One of the things I like about how Ondo is approaching it is the asset is tied to the real world price. So they're not using an automatic market maker, which is what would allow the price to decouple. You don't want that. I've seen that in Lofty AI on Algorand, where they have an automatic market maker, and now the price of the token has nothing to do with the real world asset, which is really unfortunate. And one of the reasons why I no longer recommend it. When I did in the beginning, I thought it was a great way to invest in real estate. This is the way to do it. I think Ondo is leading the way in this platform. And so I like to see that. I like to see the partnership between Ondo and Chainlink. I think that's very bullish for both. And I wonder how they're doing in price. Let me just take a look. Well, you can see Chainlink here up a little bit on the 1 hour, but down, maybe not as much as some, but maybe not as great as others. So not really. I think we're in an age where we're not really seeing news impact price too much, with the exception of HBAR, which did get a little bump from its ETF news, and that ETF has been doing awesome, by the way. Yeah, Ondo bumping up a little on the 1 hour chart, but otherwise still pretty. Oops. Ondo's still looking at about 68 cents. So either one of those probably a buying opportunity, or at least I would treat them as that myself if I were buying in. Not a bad time to stake out a position if you still think we're going to have a huge Q4, which, is starting to be a little bit doubtful of. But last time we saw a big pump in November and December, so maybe we'll get that. But you never know. This has been a very different bull run than the other past bull runs. I think we have a lot of evidence of cycle flattening and cycles lengthening. A lot of people I respect and trust are saying that, and the evidence seems pretty clear so far that that's what's happening. Hopefully that means we still have maybe it'll be in Q1 that we have this huge pump. So keep an eye out for that. I think the news is still bullish, and like I said, I'm pretty bullish on this partnership overall. Those are two projects, I should say, that I'm a pretty big fan of. I like what they're doing in the world, especially. I think, like I said, Chainlink seems to have found a really good revenue model, and so that's boosting the chain, and they're actually putting that revenue on chain from off-chain sources, which I think is awesome. So keep an eye on these two. I think these two are going to do good things. Like I said, they're part of our coverage now because I really think these are two good utility coins, and I'm happy to include both of them in my coverage. So anyway, I'm Frugal BC. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know what you think about Ondo and Chainlink in the partnership down below. Otherwise, I will see you in the future.